Hi, I'm Mary Knipple, the book mentor. Welcome to monthly training on how to write your book to grow your business, to leave your legacy. It's often been said, there's a statistic that says, that so many people, what is it, 81%, something like that want to write a book. And so few actually get around to doing it because they'll say, I don't have time, or I wouldn't know where to start, or I wouldn't know what to say. So, what we're going to talk about today are a few ideas to help you get started. I have been writing in a journal just like this, nothing fancy, since I was 11 years old. That is a way that I get my ideas out of my head and onto the page. Not all of it shows up on my blogs or in my books, but a lot of it does. And that could happen for you. You have to decide when you're going to show up on the page and then be consistent about it and decide that you're going to write the best book possible. Write the book that you want to read because when it comes down to it, you are the one that has to be so involved with what you're writing. You have to be the first reader that is moved by your writing. Are you surprised by that? It's true. If you're not interested in what you're writing, why do you think anybody else is going to be compelled to read it? And that's another thing. You want to be compelled to be writing, that you get into this groove, that you have set yourself up, that you have a writing strategy, that you put it on the calendar and you show up just like a job, because that's what it is. You make the decision that you want to write this book, then you make the commitment to show up on the page. You put it on your calendar and you show up. It's one of the reasons why I started the Tuesday morning writing room, so that the people who say, I never have time to write, then I send them the reminder. Hey, we're going to be in the writing room at 7 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Join us. And that's it. You make that commitment to show up, and there's accountability because we look forward to seeing each other. That's something that's interests you, comment below or send me an email, mary@yourwritingmentor.com, and I'll add you to the reminder list. That's another thing, that you make a commitment to yourself on the calendar and you build up that writing muscle by showing up on the page. It's just like when you make a commitment to go to the gym, you want to release some of those pounds. You can't sign up for the gym, pay those fees, and then not go. There won't be any results that way. Just the way there won't be any results for your writing and to finally have that book in hand if you don't show up on the page on a consistent basis. And that's another thing. People say, "Well, I'm waiting for inspiration. I'm waiting for the muse to show up." The muse won't show up unless you make room for new ideas. And that happens when you sit down at the page and write consistently, that you make room in your head for more ideas. That's true. Make room in your head for more ideas. You get it out of your head and onto the page, and then something else will show up. Something you hadn't thought about, something that had been waiting for you to have space for that. That's true. Waiting for you to release those details so that you could be aware that there's a deeper part of the story. There's more to be revealed. I was just working with somebody who's going to be in the anthology, in her own words, and she had written her chapter, and it was good. But it wasn't quite complete. And after we had a conversation, something popped in, that the reason why I'm committed to doing this is because, and it hadn't occurred to her that it was another layer that she could put in her chapter, which makes it all the more powerful. That will happen to you too when you add to what you've already written. Sometimes when you show up in your journal, there are things that you've said before, and you start writing and you're like, why is this coming up again? What do I need to learn here? There's a piece that is will be added. There's a piece that needs more time from you. And this way you have an opportunity to pay attention to it again. So what we talked about scheduling the time to write, to keep your appointment on your calendar. And just a reminder, once a week is a way to start, but daily is much better. Never wait for inspiration. You show up on the page, and that's when the muse will show up to work in partnership with you. I don't believe in writer's block. I believe in putting your butt in the chair and working it like a job, because that's what it is. And concentrate on the best book that you'd love to read. We talked about that, and that you may decide that it's I'm going to write for 15 minutes. You may decide that I'm going to write until I have 1,000 words. Just imagine if you hit 1,000 words daily for a month, you'd have a $30,000 book. And that draft could be the start of your manuscript. The truth is, the first draft is only a piece of you writing your book, but you have to start. You have to make that commitment to show up on the page. What else do I want to say? And that's it. That to write your book, to grow your business, to leave a legacy, it's you deciding that there's this piece of me that I'm going to share with the world. And yes, it's scary, and you're vulnerable, and that is part of the reality. And it's also the excitement of you're sharing your expertise. There's something that you have that is so crucial to share with the world, that a piece of you is going to be out there immortal, because you put your thoughts on the page, you put your heart on the page. And I love to be able to help people realize their story matters, that nobody else can tell your story from your perspective except you. And I love being able to do these monthly trainings so that we can talk a little bit more about, what do I write about? You write about what you're passionate about. You write about how you got to be where you are today. You write about your why. And there's something that you have a knowledge of, a knack for, that you can explain better than anybody else. And it will come across on the page, because that's what I mean about you being excited about what you're writing about, that you are so in it that your reader will just lean in because they want to know more. They want to know that about you. And keep staying motivated is something that we all have to do, to be our own cheerleaders, to think about, well, what is it that I want to accomplish? And doing it a little bit at a time helps us accomplish that, helps us stay motivated, offering us ourselves little rewards. Well, I, I finish this, then I can go for a walk. I can finish this, then I will be that much closer to having my word count for the month. I finish this, then you fill in the blank. You go sit in the sun and sip something bubbly, sip something warm and tasty. You decide what's going to be your reward for sitting down, getting your thoughts out of your head and onto the page, so that the world can hear your words, and the person who needs to hear your story can be impacted by you. I'm I'm Mary Knipple, your book mentor and the founder of yourwritingmentor.com. Head over to my website for more writing tips and to um, and to sign up for more trainings and learning how to write the book that's going to grow your business and to leave your legacy. Thanks for stopping by.